I'm James Cunningham, and this is Eat Street, where you'll find the most daring and delicious street food around. First up, we're trawling the streets of Brooklyn for crawfish with the Jen and Outlaw truck.
Just great, awesome food from the South, and we don't have that around here.
Spicy, salty, delicious. It's good stuff.
Then we're rocking and rolling with Island Spice at the Riffs truck in Nashville.
Jerk chicken.
Jerk chicken. Anything has jerk on it, you're supposed to try it. It's delicious.
Then we're crossing culinary borders with the Dos Chinos truck in Orange County.
Dos Chinos is a Latin Asian rub, Thai coconut curry chicken taco, Saigon shrimp ceviche.
Dos Chinos.
And we're curbside with Sugar Lips, the first lady of donuts in Denver.
They're hot and fresh. We make them made to order, and they are so amazing.
It's like having a perfect little dessert.
All that and much, much more coming up on Eat Street. We've seen some characters on this show, but we've never encountered any quite like this. We found them in New York. Where else? An odd couple from the Deep South named Jen and Outlaw. With their newfangled truck and down-home recipes, this good old boy
Sweet tea and fried moon pies.
and girl are cooking up Confederate specials that'll leave your mouth watering and your head spinning.
It's serious.
It's serious business.
I'd like to tell you more about them, but quite frankly, they defy description. See for yourself. There are lots of food trucks in New York City, but there's nothing like this.
There's no good Southern food here, and nothing like this.
It's perfect. New York needs this kind of thing.
We decided to do a fish fry and a crawfish boil.
Stuff that we just grew up with. It's something we really wanted to introduce to the community in New York.
Just great, awesome food from the South, and we don't have that around here.
When Jen and Outlaw pull up, made time in my day to come over. Double. Reminds me of Louisiana. Good Cajun food, it's really good.
It makes people happy, and we like that.
It's slamming.
We're banging.
We each play very important roles, I'm sure.
This is Jen.
I'm from Southern Illinois, way deep out in the country. Cooking is just ingrained in who I am.
And this is Outlaw.
I'm from Fairhope, Alabama. We like catfishing down there. There's no other place like it in the world. These are pretty much the same clothes I've worn since I was 6 years old. I live this life.
I make my own clothes. I want it to look classic American.
She looks like a firework.
Yeah.
This recipe comes from a long line of crawfish boilers that I grew up with. It starts off with fresh crawfish. We get them shipped in from Louisiana.
That's a cooler full of mud bugs.
We separate them on the truck, the live ones from the dead ones, because you gotta cook the live ones.
They always put their hands up in the air and do
They're fighters, yeah.
Then you gotta get your boil rolling.
It's 120 quart pot.
Big pot. And we get the thing boiling hot and boiling fast.
So the main spices we use in this is cayenne, excuse me, cayenne and cayenne.
Woo!
Stuff's good. All right, it's time to put the crawfish in.
Bring them back for a boil for about a minute or two. Then we turn the heat off and just let them soak for about 10 minutes.
Spicy, salty, delicious.
So this is our large crawfish boil. It's good stuff.
You have to pinch the tail and also suck the head to get the extra seasoning. Yeah, this is really good.
Now all your flavors and all your spices are in the head. Suck the brains right out.
I feel smarter already.
Yeah, you should.
The truck was an old carpenter's truck. We had to tear everything out.
What's the food truck missing? Seats, tables. Taking the back end of the truck and actually cutting it in like a cube fashion, putting a hinge on the back, and then adding the hydraulic arm, which just pushed the entire back end of the truck open.
I've never heard of a transformer of Southern cuisine before, but this is pretty much it.
Right, fully functioning portable restaurant.
This was nothing but America, a patriotic automobile. One of our pride and joys is the catfish po' boy. It's the best catfish po' boy east of the Mississippi.
I think this buttermilk is what really separates some really good catfish po' boys from mediocre. I love that sound. The catfish is breaded in a cornmeal mixture.
Can't fry catfish without cornmeal.
No.
The fillet is deep fried to perfection and joins some jalapeno coleslaw on a New Orleans-style roll that's doused in a spicy remoulade sauce.
You do not leave this truck hungry.
I don't think I've ever seen a po' boy this big.
That's a big sandwich. That's half. Tastes delicious. That's the other half of the sandwich.
Really good.
We're trying to bring America back, one po' boy at a time.
Deep fried pickles will change your life. Best deep fried pickles you'll ever have. I get the pickles whole and I chop them up in the morning so they're still crisp, they're still fresh. I batter them up and then they're ready for fries. And then we dip it in a buttermilk dill dipping sauce, which complements the pickles perfectly. They're light, they're crispy, they're juicy.
They're the best fried pickles you'll ever have in your life.
The thing about fried pickles, you just want that nice crispiness and that butteriness. I could just eat a giant bowl of fried pickles every day.
Really great deep fried pickles.
Incredible.
It's a little colder today, and it was raining, and people were still sitting in the rain and enjoying themselves.
It's raining, it's gross, but this is worth it.
We had a great time because everyone was still coming out.
They're troopers.
Yeah.
Sit in the rain and eat it. I'm pretty proud of them. Man, we took the South's favorite treat and made it better.
A moon pie is a southern delicacy. Layers of marshmallow, chocolate, and like a cookie.
Puts hair on your chest.
Try, it's good for you. We start with the moon pie. I batter it up. The batter is kind of similar to a funnel cake batter. And then I deep fry it until it turns a golden brown perfection. I get really excited about these moon pies.
I like to top it off with a little powdered sugar.
And crown it with whipped cream.
Perfect.
There it is.
This is a deep fried moon pie.
Oh, this is amazing. This is what I needed.
It's been really well received.
We have a huge response. People love it.
We get lines around the block sometimes because people say they've been waiting for weeks for us to come around. We're like, well, we're glad you found us when we made it.
Yeah, this does not taste like New York City.
This turned out to be a fantastic place for it. I mean, New York City's the place to be.
We love what we do.
Even though most of the bigger cities have had it for a while, the street food revolution is just starting to catch on in some parts of North America. One place that's really getting its act together is Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. There, Riff's truck is serving up traditional Caribbean cuisine like jerk chicken and cod cakes, and the locals are singing its praises.
Very good. It is really, really good.
Alas, not all cities are as progressive as Nashville. People in Toronto, Chicago, Montreal still can't get this kind of food in the street. Weep for them.
We've been waiting for some good food trucks for a long time. It's the first Caribbean food we've had.
They like to make stuff that actually has a spring in the taste, you know, pop out at you.
In this mobile kitchen, Caribbean cuisine gets riffed on with some southern fried style, and these chefs love to jam.
We've riffed on just about everything that you can see or taste in a standard Caribbean menu.
I've never had anything like it before.
That's awesome. Great flavor.
All fresh, all delicious, all amazing, all riffs.
I like that.
The moment I knew I wanted to work with Carlos was the day I tasted his jerk seasoning. It was mind-blowing for me.
Amazing. Oh my gosh.
Jerk chicken?
Jerk chicken. Anything has jerk on it, you're supposed to try it.
This is ground zero for all good, spicy Caribbean food. It actually takes 14 different ingredients to make. And this is the part that's scary. It's so hot. There are 3 more ingredients that we use for this particular mix.
But you're not gonna know what they are.
But I'll tell you this much. They are found in the Caribbean.
Enough, Carlos!
Barbados is well known for this one ingredient.
My God!
He's still never gonna figure out how to make it. You leave it in that marinade for about 6 or 8 hours, and you've got the most tender piece bursting with flavor.
Kind of spicy, kind of sweet too.
It's sweet, but don't be fooled. It has a wicked kick.
Woo.
Hits you in the back of the throat.
Spicy.
I think I definitely want the skirt steak.
Skirt steak taco.
It's been marinating in soy sauce, a little bit of hoisin, and dark beer.
Perfect. We're gonna serve it with a nice black-eyed pea salad.
Oh, and you can just smell all those seasonings. This is a zesty watermelon slaw. It's got cantaloupe, cilantro, red onion, and of course watermelon. Bajan-style skirt steak taco.
Oh, yeah.
It's really good. It's kind of a little bit zesty. It's nice on a hot day to have something refreshing.
Last year, Nashville got hit by a major flood.
Carlos and I met each other doing relief work, serving food to people who were going out and rebuilding people's homes. We noticed straight away that we were kindred spirits.
We're like practically twins.
So just for fun, we said, let's go do some Caribbean food somewhere.
Today, I got the codfish cakes.
This is our codfish cake batter. Parsley, diced onions, chives, fresh thyme, garlic, baking powder, flour, all those things mixed up to a nice, rich batter.
All it is just little bits of flaky flavor.
As soon as you drop them into the oil, they pop right up and they get a nice golden color, and in about 2 or 3 minutes, they're ready to come up.
And I can tell you exactly what a salted codfish cake is. It's a savory donut. Beautiful. They are flavor bombs.
These are awesome. Learning to cook in Caribbean culture is pretty huge. That was one of the things that my mom taught me.
Conkeys is probably the weirdest named dish we have because you cannot figure out at all what they are by the name. What they are is sweet potato, pumpkin, and coconut inside a banana leaf.
Inside of that, we have sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, and cranberries. We keep it neat. There's a special fold one, right there. So it makes a nice little basket.
And it's steamed, almost like a dumpling, you could say. We dress it up a little bit with some caramel and some toasted coconut.
Woo! Mom, I think I got your beat.
It's a joy to bring this kind of food out to people, and it's awesome to see them love it the way we love it. Really, that's where the magic happens. Some people want an office with windows. We've got it.
All we need is air conditioning.
All we need is air conditioning. One day.
Let's face it, Mexican-Asian fusion is to food trucks what burgers and fries are to fast food. We've had our share of it on this series, and we thought we had our fill until we met these guys. In Orange County, California, a hugely popular truck called Los Chinos is taking Mexican and Asian flavors way beyond the cliche.
2 tacos for Buddy?
The Korean barbecue tacos are made with prime-cut ribeye beef, and the exotic specials like Saigon shrimp ceviche are almost too good to be true.
Mmm. Delicious.
Hell of a thing, eating a taco.
2 tacos?
Oh, you know it. Dos Chinos.
Los Chinos!
I love these guys. They're my favorite food truck.
Nice and soft. I'll eat this any day.
Marinated really well. Got a little bit of heat to it, but not too overpowering. It's great.
Dos Chinos is a Latin Asian rub. We grew up in Santa Ana, so, you know, surrounded by a lot of Mexican, and in Orange County, there's a lot of Asian restaurants and eateries, so I figured why not combine the two, you know?
We got one truck, but we've getting a lot of attention, and, you know, everyone seems to love it.
What's up?
Hey, can I get a Hollywood chicken torta? They've done a fantastic job of taking the flavors of both Mexican food and Asian food and really blending it together well to make dishes that are just amazing.
Followed this food truck a couple times. They have a better variety than most other food trucks. It's original.
Hey, how you doing there?
Hey, I'll get the breakfast burrito.
Right now, we're gonna make the breakfast burrito. It's got the chorizo fried rice in it. It's got the asada and our chimichurri sauce. Put some butter on there, chorizo, day-old rice, mix it in there. It's kind of a Chinese restaurant secret. The consistency is a lot better. Chinese sausage, pineapple, sriracha. Now we're gonna make the asada. It's like a ribeye steak, cooked Vietnamese Mexican style. Start with our chimichurri, which is minced garlic, green onions, a little oil. And then we got our steak. Looks like it's ready. Couple eggs here, throw in our burrito. All right, here we go. Jack cheddar cheese, chorizo fried rice, ribeye asada, 2 eggs, onions, cilantro, salsa verde, and then we'll just roll it up. Dos Chinos breakfast burrito. It gets pretty big, maybe the size of a little baby.
Like the best burrito I've ever had. Really tangy and flavorful. It is absolutely delicious. I did not realize this thing was gonna be this big. It's gonna be all over my face now.
I grew up in a family of chefs and restaurant owners, so I've always had in the back of my mind that I want a restaurant. I saw this as a viable option.
Yeah, it's till 8:50. I've known Hop since the 2nd grade. He called me about maybe 6 months back, like, you know, I got this truck thing. And then I tasted the food. I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Let me get the ceviche. We're making the Saigon shrimp ceviche. The acids in the lemon juice cooks it overnight. So all we have to do now is drain it off. And we also have freshly squeezed tangerine juice. Gives it a nice flavor. And sweet pepper medley with Persian cucumbers and pineapple with some shrimp. Almost everything has onions and cilantro. Top it off with some more pepper medley. And our chips are done. Toss it. Here's the Saigon shrimp ceviche.
I love it. What's the right combination of flavors? You hear the crunch? Oh, sorry, whoever's car that is.
Hollywood taco.
We're gonna do the Hollywood chicken taco. We call it Hollywood because there's a lot of Thai people in Hollywood, and it's a Thai coconut curry chicken. We'll start off with the clarified garlic butter, our chicken, and our curry. And then once that's nice and mixed in, we want to put in our coconut milk, curry and the coconut milk and the chicken has a nice flavor. It's basically ready. Here's our Hollywood chicken tacos with sour cream and tamarind.
Actually, drop it over there.
Hollywood tacos?
Yeah.
Let me get you another one.
There you go, man. Thank you. Don't drop it. I won't.
The turnout was good, and I was really surprised by the amount of people that showed up.
The following they've brought on here in Orange County is pretty impressive. It almost gets hard to eat at them. The lines tend to get pretty big.
I understand that people are here for lunch and they don't have a lot of time to eat, so we want to get the food out there as fast as we can.
Tocinos! There's more to selling food on the street than simply selling food on the street. You need a gimmick, and trust me, you won't find one any cuter than this. In Denver, a retro-style trailer called Sugar Lips is cranking out donuts by the dozen and smiles by the second.
I'm actually one of her best customers.
Oh, really? It's a family-friendly world conceived and run by a family-friendly hostess, and it's all just too darn sweet to resist. Donut stores of Denver, beware. There's a savvy new upstart in town, and her name is Sugar Lips. Don't say I didn't warn you. Ah.
The deal with Sugar Lips, they are incredibly addictive donuts. Kids love her food.
When it comes to getting donuts in Denver, every mom in town knows this is the place to be.
I love the donuts. They kind of melt when you put them in your mouth.
I like the size of them because they're easy to share.
Oh my God.
They're like a regular donut, just mini, just tiny little bite-sized bits of heaven. They're hot and fresh. We make them made to order, and they are so amazing.
Jasmine is amazing. She gets you, from the second you see that trailer, it's inviting. She's got lawn chairs out front. She's got pink flamingos.
Her apron matches the decor, and it's awesome. I love the style.
Gavin, are you ready for some donuts? Yeah, some mini donuts?
It's sugar heaven. You have shave ice with all sorts of different flavors.
I think it's delicious.
She usually has two different kinds of powdered toppings, a cinnamon sugar topping and then a powdered sugar topping, and then the super duper fancy schmancy toppings. You get sugar on top of your sugar. Good, fast, and cheap, and shareable.
So we start out with pretty basic dough, egg, sugar, flour. We're gonna make a 4.5-pound batch of dough, about 300 mini donuts. Things rise differently here at a higher elevation. If we didn't add the extra flour, they wouldn't fully raise as much as we wanted to. They'd be a little leaner. We've got donuts down to a science. 1.5 pounds of distilled water. Get a little stir going. Consistency looks pretty good. So now we'll go ahead and add our dough to the hopper. And now the hopper starts dropping the dough directly into the hot oil. It starts swimming down the river, and then when it reaches the first paddle, it flips it over, cooks it on the other side, and then the last flipper flips them out directly into the basket. The counter broke. So we're at about 250,000 donuts now on this machine.
It is the coolest machine ever.
Technology at its finest, right?
Jasmine wasn't always the donut queen.
I was in the art world and owned an art gallery, and then just decided to kind of take a different direction. So I found this 1961 Cardinal, fixed her up and repainted it and gutted the inside and redid the whole thing to make it an actual kitchen. Half dozen, enjoy. Thank you.
I raised her on health food. Halloween, she'd get to go collect all the candy. Then I would give it to someone else and give her fruit and raisins and nuts.
Now my life is all about sugar. I own a business named Sugar Lips.
I'd like a half dozen of your s'mores amazingness.
My personal favorite, the s'mores. We'll do a nice chocolate drizzle on top, some marshmallow cream, and graham cracker crumb. Not too decadent at all, super light. Half dozen s'mores.
Trying to ask the best part. They're not super sweet. You can eat all of them without getting all that sugar.
We use soybean oil to cook up our donuts, and then when we're done with the oil, we actually donate it to Denver Biodiesel, and they reuse it to run their vehicles. Our actual machine is about 15 years old, so it's, you know, not ancient, but mechanically things are starting to wear down a little. Hello? Luckily, I have my dad on call who came and was able to save the day, which he does rather often.
I think it's important to teach these lessons to our children. If you need something, Dad and Mom are there for you.
Jasmine keeps the crowds happy with her diverse donut menu, and the flavor of the week is jalapeno jelly and bacon.
So we'll start off with some cream cheese frosting, followed by some spicy jalapeno jam. We'll add some real bacon bits. You've got your sweet, your salty, and your chewy, and your crisp. Super delicious, just even on toast, but I prefer it on donuts. Another cherry shave ice? Yes. We have our fancy little shave ice machine, which is essentially just a really fancy blender. So we go ahead and put our ice in, turn it on, and fill up our container. Shovel some in the cup. And then we use our fancy little shaper, get nice and round. We top it with various flavors: Wawa watermelon, grape escape, and cherry jubilee.
Some people put too much syrup on it, though. This is good.
Stripe of grape to make it a rainbow. Finish it off with a fancy little straw with a scoop on the end, and you're all set. Rainbow shave ice.
Delicious.
People ask me all the time if I live in the trailer. I'm like, yeah, I just sleep in here and like wake up and make the donuts.
She's in a trailer, 10-foot trailer with hot popping grease 1 foot from her face, and she's smiling.
It's hard work, it's hot, you always smell like a donut, but in the end, it's really, really fun. Fun to be social and make people happy. I'm gonna do this until I have world donut domination.